Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Frazier Field for Northeastern Conference Baseball. Marblehead Magicians taking on the Classical Rams. Big game for both teams. Marblehead's trying to stay over 500. They're 6-5. Classical has really an up and down year. They're trying to get back to 500. They're 6-7 and get out of the little bit of a funk that they're in. Harris, the right fielder, will lead off for Marblehead. In for a strike. It's like memory lane for me. I'm looking down and I see in the Marblehead dugout Mike Ciardi, the coach. I did all of his games. He's a tremendous three-sport athlete at Salem High School. Little battle going on between Marblehead and Classical. Who's going to get the foul ball? Marblehead cheered because they got it. Mike went on to play 2 sports at Harvard and was very, very good and got drafted. Had a year or 2 in the majors. And now he's a 3-sport coach. He's the offensive coordinator in football, the basketball coach, and now the baseball coach. With Lynn Rooch, Tarasuic giving it up last year, I believe. And I looked down, and one of his assistant coaches is Mr. Gridley, who I've known for a long time. His father was a first baseman of mine when I pitched fast pitch softball. We were very, very good friends, and so it brings back some very good memories looking down at the Marblehead dugout. So David Bernard on the mound was ahead of Harris. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. I'll put him on as the count goes full. He walks him. Galley, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Diving back at first is Harris on the attempted pickoff. More action at Manning Field. Lacrosse going on. Another quick throw over. Aiden Dow, the first baseman, taking those throws. Short lead for Harris at first. Missing low for a ball. Down and away, 2-0. Fair ball. That's a terrific play by Anderson. He went up in the air, speared it over the third base bag, came down in foul territory. Looked quickly to second, had no play, and made a strong throw to first to get Galley. That's a big-time play. Harris moves into scoring position at second on the play. Garaventi, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Hit to the right side. It goes through into right field. That's going to score a run. So Garaventi gets a base hit and an RBI. Dow try to go get it. So the walk hurts. It comes around to score. In for a strike. Good curveball for a strike. Little lob toss over to first. Burt had to go way to his left to try and get that. Dow initially was looking to go get it. He couldn't get it. And finally, Burt slid off his glove into right field. Waved at that pitch down and away for strike 3. 2 away. Brennan, the catcher, will be the hitter. The runner takes off, got a great jump, and he steals second base. Guerrero, the catcher, put it right on the money at second base, but they got a real jump off the bag. So Garaventi is in scoring position with 2 outs. Good curveball for David Bernard, and it's 0-2. Waves at that pitch, back-to-back strikeouts. But the damage was done with the walk leading off the ball game. The big hit by Garaventi. So Classical will have to do a little bit of comeback. Masters is on the mound for Marblehead. He'll face A.J. Luciano, the shortstop, leading off. The left fielder, Sean Devon, will bat second. Pitching and batting third, David Bernard. The first baseman, Aiden Dow, hits in a cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing third, Deshaun Anderson. Brett Buckland will DH for the second baseman, Christian Burt, and bat sixth. Catching and batting seventh, Cesar Carrero. The center fielder, Kevin Durant, will hit number 8 and bring up the tail end of the batting order. The right fielder batting ninth is Danny Lilia. We mentioned Mike Giardi from Marblehead. Mike Zukowski, pretty good athlete in his own right, back in his days at Glasgow. I remember Dick Raditz fought hard for Mike Zukowski to make the cut and pitch for the Spirit here in Lynn when they were here. A.J. Luciano leading it off. He's having a good as year as anybody in this league. At short defensively and swinging the bat offensively. Manfield, I believe that's St. Mary's boys lacrosse, and I think it's senior night. I know it was senior night for St. Mary's girls. And again, a big tip of the hat to Cody Butt. St. Mary's fighting to get in the tournament. They're 8-8, the girls lacrosse. They got a big win over Arlington Catholic. Cody Butt scored 10 goals in the game, giving her 100 for this season, and it's not over yet. It also increased her numbers to 205 goals in her 3 years, 88 assists for 293 points. She's 7 away for 300 points. She's got a couple of games left as a junior, and she's got another year as a senior. And she's a very good hockey player as well. Hit in the air to center field. Started to come in, drift backs a couple of steps. Garaventi, the center fielder, will pick it off. 1 up and 1 down for Sean Devon. Devon finishing up a good career here at Link Glasgow in 2 sports, baseball, hockey. Slices it foul the other way. High for a ball. Hi, Coach. Just talking to Al Giotti, Mike's father, who was a tremendous athlete and coach. He coached with Kenny Pearl on the football team, and he was the baseball coach, won some championships. Had his son along with Jeff Juden back in the glory days. Salem, there were years when Salem just was unbelievable in baseball and basketball, even in football, going to a couple of Super Bowls. Hit in the air to left field. Almost in his tracks, Gonzalez makes the play. So a fly to center, a fly to left starts the inning for Glasgow. David Bernard, the pitcher, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Hit on the ground, big hop to the shortstop. Galley makes the play, so 1-2-3 inning for Masters and the Marblehead Magicians. Glasgow is down in the first. Marblehead leading 1-0 over Glasgow at the end of 1. 6, 7, and 8 for Marblehead as we start the second inning. Pappas, the second baseman, will lead it off. In for a strike. Hit foul over the Salem dugout. Nice play by the fan in the stands. Good waist pitch. Guerrero stepped up outside, and he threw it right to the mitt, David Bernard, but Pappas laid off, was just a little bit outside. Curveball, little late swing, hits it up in the seats and over the seats down into that grassy knoll. Line to center field. It's going to bounce in front of Durant. So for the second inning in a row, Marblehead gets their leadoff hitter on base. Rosen, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Diving back at first is Pappas. He's only had a short lead. Wasn't off the base that far. They had the bunt on. They bunted foul down the first base side. Again, they throw over. Again, Pappas dives back. They take off. They get the bunt down. They only have one play. That's at first. They had the runner moving. Rosen gets it down. Keith, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Wide for a ball. The runner almost tripped and fell. There was nobody around second base. He was going to walk back, Pappas, but he got nervous. David Bernard wheeled like he was going to throw, and he tried to hustle back. He slipped and lost his balance. Down and away for a ball. Missing inside. In for a strike, as you would expect. Keep taking all the way with the count 3-0. And he'll still be a bit fussy with this pitch. Popped up, that's going to make it up in the seats. Hayden Dow's going to run out of real estate. Actually goes in the grassy knoll behind first base. And the count goes full, 3-2. Lights haven't come on here yet. The lights are on at Manning for the lacrosse game. They'll probably be coming on here shortly. Line to Burt. Had to go a few steps to his left. The DH Curtis, he's batting for the pitcher Masters, is the hitter, top of the order on deck. In for a strike. They throw the ball down. Burt saves it from going in the outfield. Guerrero thought he had a shot at Pappas off the bag. Nice stop by Carrero on a pitch that broke down and away. Hustling back again as Pappas is Dave Bernard spins towards second base. Line to Bird again. Another couple of steps to his left. Picks it off. He made two nice plays in the inning. So the hit and the sacrifice. Marblehead comes up empty. And they'll take that 1-0 lead into the bottom half of the second inning. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Classical. Aiden Dow, Deshaun Anderson, Brett Buckland to face Masters, who will be starting his second inning of work. This being Monday, we have just about a little less than 2 weeks. This being Monday, a week from Friday, or the 25th of May, we'll have the Clancy tournament here with English Classical, St. Mary's and North Reading. Once again doing battle. Having been going on for many years. Clancy tournament was started by former players of Nipper Clancy. They started out just to have a couple of extra games preparing for the tournament. Wound up honoring their old coach, Frankie Carey, Dickie Mag, Bart Conlon. All getting involved. And it's turned out to be a very nice event every year. Down and in for a ball. Aiden Dow, the young sophomore. Took him a couple of games to earn his spurs. He pinch hit a couple of times, did well, earned himself a start, and they can't get him out of the lineup. Hit to third. Rosen makes the play. One up, one down in the second. Deshaun Anderson, the third baseman, will be the hitter. That same weekend, 25th Friday and Saturday starting at noontime will be the Clancy tournament here at Fraser. So 25 and 26. And the 26th and 27th starting, I believe, at 6 Saturday night and 11 o'clock Sunday morning will be the Holland tournament. And that will be 3 of the same teams, English, Classical, St. Mary's. Swampscott is the 4th team in that one. And the Holland family did a great job running that. And when they just couldn't do it anymore, it looked like it was going to stop the Babe Ruth people, who are probably the best kept secret in the city, if not the North Shore. They took it over, and they've been running it, and they do an excellent job down there. Hit way up in the air. Keefe, the first baseman, can't make the play. It'll be a base hit. He never touched it. He kept backing up 3 steps back on the outfield grass, reached for it, and couldn't find it. And Anderson, it's a line drive on the box score for Anderson. Masters have retired 5 in a row, or 4 in a row. Brett Buckland, the DH, he's hitting for the second baseman, Christian Burt. Christian's still trying to recover from that back problem. He's able to play the field, as you saw, catching those 2 line drives. But he's not able to swing the bat with the way his back is. Down and away for a ball. Slices it foul the other way again. This one will make it up in the seats. One, two, the count to the Ram DH. Down and away. And the count evens at 2. Hits it foul the opposite way again down that grassy knoll. The runner takes off, the pitch is high, the throw down off the shortstop's glove. Anderson in with a stolen base. Tying run at second with one out, and the count goes full to Buckland. Glasgow on the bubble for the tournament, 6-7, trying to get there. They need 4 more wins in 7 games. Hit right to the second baseman. Safe. Pappas had to go just about half a step up to pick off that line drive. Buckland hit it well, but right at the second baseman. So there's 2 away for Cesar Carrero, the catcher. Popped out. First baseman's got room. Going over in foul territory is Keefe to make the play. So the hit and the stolen base goes by the boards. Glasgow had their first base runner. But a little half line drive to the second baseman and a pop up to the first baseman ends the inning. We played 2 in this Northeastern Conference battle. Marblehead holding on to a 1-0 lead over Glasgow. Top of the order for Marblehead as we start the 3rd inning. Harris, the right fielder, drew a walk leading off the ball game. Went to second on an infield out and scored on a big hit by Garaventi. And his run is the difference. 1-0 Marblehead as we start the 3rd. Up and away for a ball. Nice little crowd for this one. We got a sprinkling of Marblehead. We got a few Salem people, relatives of like Giardi. And quite a few Lynn fans. I'm looking over. The fire department is here out beyond the right field fence with the lights flashing, and I don't know what's going over there. I hope everybody's okay. Wide for a ball is 3-0. So those red lights flashing over there behind the right center field fence caught my eye. Fire truck and a couple of trucks. In for a strike with Harris taking all the way. Harris draws his second walk. Last time he walked, he scored. So 3 innings Three leadoff hitters getting on for Marblehead. Galley, the shortstop, grounded out third to first. They bunted before when they had the leadoff hitter on in the second. Let's see if they play small ball. Deshaun Anderson thinks so. He's shrinking in at third. They send a runner in with a stolen base. They may still try to bunt the runner over to third. Hit foul to the backstop. Oh, 2 the count to the Marblehead shortstop. Again, trying to keep that runner close at second base. They didn't get the bunt down, but it works the same. Little chop out in front of home plate. Carrero, very nice play. Throws Galley out. Well, it's not a sacrifice, but it does the same. Moves the runner over to third. Garaventi singled in the 1 run, and he's got a chance for another RBI with a runner at third and 1 out. Klaskell shrinks the infield in. Everybody but Luciano, the shortstop, up on the green turf. Luciano's back on the red turf, but a lot closer than he normally would be. Down and away for a ball. In for a strike. They throw it away. They had the runner dead. Safe at second. They had the play at home. The runner stopped. He was going to get hooked up between third and home, and they threw the ball, airmailed it way over Carrero's head. Harris scores his second run. This one unearned on the error. Garaventi hustles into second base on the error. And Gonzalez, who struck out swinging, is the hitter. So a tough break for the Rams. They had it. I'm not sure why Harris tried to score from third. One hopper to the third baseman. He was a dead duck. And he stopped, was going to get hooked up, and then realized they threw the ball over the head to the backstop. So it's now 2-0. Down and away for a ball. So Marblehead's got 2 hits and they got 2 runs. Lined in the center field for a base hit. They hold the runner at third. So first and third. Brennan was a strikeout victim in the first inning. Down and in for a ball. Getting back at first is Gonzalez. Out the plate, now he's safe, he dropped the ball. So the wheel coming off the wagon here. Second error in the inning. Still one out with 2 on. Pappas got a base hit. His one time. They called the runner out at the plate, and then they realized that contact the plate, the ball popped loose. Low for a ball. So Marblehead has 3 hits and 3 runs. Curveball drops low, they throw it down, and getting back, and good backup by Luciano, picks it off, stops it from going in the outfield. The base umpire stopped and said something to Christian Bird at second base. So they had 2 runners out at the plate in this inning, and both of them are safe on errors. Missing down and away. High and tight for ball 4. See, Marblehead looking to put some distance between them and Lynn Classical as they come out to talk to David Bernard. Bases loaded and 1 out. Should have been out of the inning a while ago. A walk, a stolen base. A throw out at first, put the runner at third. A ground to the third. They had the runner trying to score out by 1.5 miles, hooked up, trying to get hooked up. They threw the ball, airmailed it over Carrero's head to the backstop for a run. Then they bounce it out in front of the plate. David Bernard makes the play, throws it home. They tag the runner out coming home, and the ball was dropped. So both runners who scored, both should have been out. One was out till the ball was dropped. The other one would have been a dead duck. But for the throw over the catcher's head. On the inside corner, nice pitch by David Bernard. Reaches for that and hits it foul. We'll do it again at 0-2. And David Bernard was ready. Rosen, the third baseman, wasn't. He stepped out. He's been up once in sacrifice, so officially he hasn't batted in the game. Strike 3 call. Good pitch right down the pipe. Keith, the first baseman, hit a soft line drive to Burt at second base. His one trip. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball in for a strike. Boy, that didn't miss by much. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Marblehead fans are all excited. The dugout's excited. Classical fans and dugout kind of sitting on their hands a little bit. What a breaking ball again. Good pitch by David Bernard. Just froze Keith. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. David Bernard deserved a better fate. They get 2 runs. They do it with 1 base hit. Classical made 2 errors, and both the errors were the runs that should have been out at the plate. Again, there was a walk. Both runs, all the runs they've scored have started with a walk. 4 strikeouts for David Bernard in 3 innings. And he's given up 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. And Masters from Marblehead is giving a little more breathing room on the mound. He now has a 3-0 cushion, but a lot of baseball left to play. It'll be 9-1-2. Excuse me, 8-9-1 for Classical. Kevin Durant, Danny Lillia, A.J. Luciano. Masters given up 1 base hit, and that was a pop-up that the first baseman called for, had it, and then just lost it, fell behind him, didn't touch it. It wound up a base hit, and that's the only base runner. And Classical trying to get a split for Lynn here today at Frazier Field. Lynn Tech won their game this afternoon against Neshoba, getting off a 3-game slide and getting a little bit of revenge for Neshoba, who was one of those three straight losses that Tech suffered. They got back this afternoon, had a one big inning and won 8-3. 8-2, actually. Well, Glasgow's got to go to work if they want to get a sweep here. Fishing low for a ball. Durant faked like he was going to bunt, took the pitch. Down and in for a ball. Everybody charging when he shortened up again. First and third. Rosen at third, Keefe at first. Bunts it foul. In for a strike. So it was 2-0. It's now 2-2. They'll move back now at first and third with the bunt off. Chop to third. Nice play by Rosen. He cut off. If it goes to the shortstop, it's going to be a base hit. He cut in front, fielded it, made the good strong throw, and he throws Duran out. The play goes 5-3. One up, one down for Danny Lilia. Danny is the right fielder. He's played short. He's played second. He's pitched. He's been a jack of all trades for Mike Zukowski. Tried to bunt and missed it. Got good speed. He handles the bat well, and he gets an extra step being left-handed. High for a ball. We had our first home run out of the park that I saw yesterday. Manny from Masconomet hit the first pitch of the game over the left field fence, well on into the parking lot. As Masco won their 9th in a row. Hit in the air to center field. Almost in his tracks. Garaventi makes the play. 2 up, 2 down, A.J. Luciano. The top of the order. He flied out to center field his one trip. Inside for a ball. High for a ball. In for a strike. 2-1 to the Rams shortstop. High and tight, and it's 3-1. Solid shot to left field. That's over the left fielder's head. All the way back to the warning track. Around second. Going for three. He's in with a triple. He's got a lot of those this year. So the first hit was just a pop that should have been caught. This one is very legitimate. A line shot, and the left fielder Gonzalez, all he could do was turn around and chase it. Way over his head, all the way to the fence in left field. Sean Devon would love to bring that run home and get Classical close. Missing for a ball. Low for a ball. Hits it the other way. Out of play. Sean Devon loves to go the other way. He's got that little inside-out swing. Two outs. Luciano Triple has him at third. Chop to first base. They tag Devon. Keefe makes the play, so Classical leaves another runner in scoring position. They come close, but the end of three, it's still Marblehead 3, Classical nothing. 9-1-2 for Marblehead as we start the fourth inning. Curtis, the designated hitter, hitting for the pitcher, Masters. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Yeah, a little soft line drive to Burt at second base. That was the inning where they hit two in a row to Burt at second. Swings through the first two pitches. Strike three call, three pitches. Swung at two and took it on the outside corner. Five strikeouts for David Bernard. Harris, the right fielder, has walked twice and scored twice. In for a strike. So both walks given up by David Bernard have been to Harris, and both times they resulted in runs. Although second time it was due to an error. Harris was the one that tried to score from third on a one hop of the third baseman and managed to score because they threw the ball over the catcher's head. Hit the second. Out at first. Nice play by Burt. Good stretch by Dow. They got Harris by an eyelash for the first time. No wasted effort by Burt. And that's been a huge loss for Classical this year, not Burt. This is the first game Burt played the first game of the season against Masco. And he only played like an inning or two. He was at second base. They put a runner in for him. And he never appeared again. He finally got in uniform the last couple of games, but this is the first game I've seen him play. And that's a huge loss, not having his glove and not having his bat in the lineup. Hit to Dow. A 1-2-3 inning for David Bernard and Classical. An easy 1-2-3 inning. his first. Halfway through the ball game, Marblehead with that 3-0 lead over the Rams. And it will be the heart of the order for the Rams, 3, 4, and 5. David Bernard, Aiden Dow, Deshaun Anderson to face Masters, who'll be starting his 4th inning of work. He's given up only 2 base hits, a 2-out single in the second, a 1-out single in the second, a 2-out triple in the third. The hit stole second to get into scoring position and got stranded there. The triple came with 2 outs and got stranded there as well. So David Bernard will try to help himself, trying to get something started. David grounded out short to first, his 1 trip. Up and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. He chased the high fastball. Right field is very shallow. David Bernard can go that way. Missing wide for a ball. Hit in the air to center field. Caraventi moves over and makes the play. Aiden Dow went the other way, hit it right at the third baseman and got thrown out at first. His 1 trip. In for a strike. Aiden Dow and Sean Levin are the 2 lefties for Costco, and they like to go the other way. Not all the time, but the majority of time. Chop down the first base line. It goes foul. Just a high, dating myself, Baltimore chop. Hit the shot. He hit it right on the nose. Safe. That's an error on the throw. They had him. The nice Galley made a great play going to his right, leaning across his body, picked it, had time, and the throw drew the first baseman off the bag. First error by Marblehead. So Classical has another base runner. Deshaun Anderson got the first hit and was the first base runner. He's the one who hit the little pop-up in back of first base that fell between the first and second baseman. They throw it away. Dow will go to second. So back-to-back errors on Dow. This one on the pitcher. So Marblehead evens up the game as far as errors are concerned, 2 apiece. And just like Classical, Marblehead's made their 2 in the same inning. And on the same hitter. Chop foul right to Mike Zukowski at coaching third. Slicing it out of play. Down that right side. One-two the count to the Ram third baseman. Talking to Deshawn's mother on the way in. I see her every once in a while when my wife and I go to Doobies over in Salem. She works over there. Hit in the air to center field. Long run for the center fielder going back very deep. Dow will tag up and go to third easily. Anderson hit that right on the nose. Get it up high enough so Garaventi could track it down in deep center field. Second play of the inning for Garaventi. 2 away for Brett Buckland, who hit it well, but hit it a line drive right to the second baseman. Swing and a miss. Hits it again to the second baseman. Pappas throws him out. So for the third inning in a row, Classical has a runner in scoring position, but they can't come up with a big hit as Masters keeps him shut out for 4 innings. And Marblehead leading Classical 3-0 at the end of 4. Garaventi, the center fielder, will lead it off. In for a strike. I might as well rub salt in the wounds. The last time Marblehead played Classical here was last year in the state tournament. They're looking to make it 2 in a row over Classical here at Frazier Field. And that was after Classical went undefeated through the league and lost the first game of the tournament to Marblehead here. Parenti has singled in a run, reached on an error, and scored on an error. That was the 2-run inning when both runs should have been out. One was out before the ball was dropped. The other one was out, but the ball was thrown over the catcher's head. Both runners should have been out at the plate easily. Hit to right field. almost misplayed that. It looked like it was hit right at him. Buckland had to back up and play it over his shoulder. Garaventi hit that well. It kept carrying. Gonzalez, the left fielder, is struck out and singled. Swing and a miss. Davis pitched well. He deserves a better fate. Even the inning when they got two, they had the bases loaded, one out, and he struck out two in a row to get out of it. But those two errors have been huge. Hit foul, just got a piece of that one. Hit to the right side. Buckland over near the foul line. Steps into foul territory and makes the play. Two in a row by Buckland out in right field. Two out in the fifth. Brennan struck out swinging, and his was the play where he hit the ball. David Bernard made the play out in front of the plate, threw the runner out the plate until they dropped the ball. The run scored. Brennan reached on the error. Those were two big errors in the same inning. Hit right on the nose. One hop to Burt. Second 1-2-3 inning. Eight in a row retired by David Bernard. But his team can't get him any runs so far. It'll be the bottom three in the order to face Masters, who's breezing, giving up only 2 hits. Three base runners, 2 base hits, and an error. As it's getting a little bit late in the bottom of the 5th inning. We mentioned Classical trying to get to 500, 6 and 7. Marblehead trying to stay over. They're 6 and 5. So both teams looking for their 7th win. A loss here would mean Classical would have to win 4 out of 6. If they come back and beat Marblehead, Marblehead would have to be 500. They'd have 8 games left, needing 4 wins. You want to try win as many as you can to try and get a better seeding in the tournament. You don't want to be the bottom seed and play the top seed. Cesar Carrero popped to the first baseman, his one trip, hitting it in foul territory. Hit to third, big hop for the third baseman, and they almost threw it away. Keefe went up in the air and caught it and came down in the bag before Carrero got there. So 1 pitch, 1 out in the 5th. That's the 3rd inning out of 5 that started with Classical grounding the third base. And here's Kevin Durant, who was one of those grounded as third. Up and away for a ball. His ground of the third started the 3rd inning. In for a strike. Wide for a ball. Down and in for a ball. 3-1. Hit on the ground. Diving and looking to make the play. I don't think they had him. I'm going to give him a base hit. That's a great play by the third baseman. Rosie went down, rolled around, tried to throw him out. So an infield hit for Durant. And Classical has another base runner. So they're even in hits, they're even in errors. 3 hits apiece, 2 errors apiece. The difference is the 2 errors gave Marblehead a couple of runs, and one of the hits gave Marblehead a 3rd run. That's the difference. Marblehead's got 3 and Classical's got none. Chop, foul. Danny Lydia punched it down the first base line. Stayed foul most of the way, then it kicked out just before it got to the first base bag. Rosen made that play, speared it down, rolled over, had to get up and throw. But he made a great play stopping it. Wide for a ball. Hit to right field. On his horse, going back, doesn't get it, off his glove. Slips and falls. Long run for the right fielder, Harris. Looked like he might make a great catch. Lilia gets a base hit. Scooting all the way around to third is Durant. So first and third, and Luciano, who has one of the hits, he blasted a triple over the left fielder's head. Unfortunately, it came with 2 outs, and he got stranded at third. So they had two hits coming into the inning. They get 2 hits in this inning, and they've got first and third with 1 out, and they can get right back in it here. And I don't think there's anybody that Mike Sukowski would rather have up than A.J. Luciano. Mike Ciatti having a forum out on the mound with everybody. The 3 outfielders getting together, having their own little festival out there. Three-0 Marblehead here in the bottom of the 5th. A ground out started the inning. An infield hit for Durant. And a good shot by Lilia. And almost a great play by the right fielder Harris, reaching up and actually getting a glove on it. It's a good thing he did, because if he didn't, Glasgow would have a run and Lilia would be at second base. Now Glasgow has to be careful with Lilia at first. Marblehead will give up a run if they can get the second out in the inning, if they try to steal second. Down and in for a ball. The left fielder is out in the boondocks for Luciano. He's not that far away from the warning track. In for a strike, 1-1. Right fielder, center fielder are shallow, fairly, but the left fielder is, he'll need a taxi to get back to the dugout. Missing low for a ball, 2-1. Runner took off. Luciano fouls it off the backstop. Lily will go back to first. The count evens at 2. Lily looking down at Mike Sukowski for signs. Not many signs they can give him now with the count 2-2. Solid shot to left field for a base hit. Down in the corner. A double for Luciano. He drilled that one. Durant scores the first run. Lilia is at third. Classical has the tying runs in scoring position for Sean Devon, who was flied to left and bounced to first. Three consecutive hits after an out. Way up and in over the head of Devon. That was a scorcher by Luciano by third base, way down, almost into the bullpen area. It stayed fair all the way down. But the left fielder was so deep. Lilia easily got to third. Hit foul back to the screen. 1-1 the count. David Bernard on deck. So the Classical bench and the Classical fans come to life a little bit here in the bottom of the fifth. Hit in the left center field for a base hit. Classical has tied it up. Devon is going to go for 2, and he's in. Back-to-back doubles. Four consecutive hits. And Classical has tied it up. Mike Ciotti's coming out to the mound. That's going to be it for Masters. The DH Curtis is going to go to shortstop. And Galley is going to be the new pitcher. Galley will be the new pitcher. Curtis, who was the DH, will go to shortstop, so they lose their designated hitter. But the lineup stays the same. And now David Bernard can help himself. The go-ahead run for Classical is at second base with 1 out, as Devon just inched it by the shortstop into left center field, and great hustle by Sean getting himself to second base in the scoring position. So David Bernard could help himself right here with a base hit. Chop off the foot of Bernard in the batter's box. Went after that first pitch. Over the head of the pitcher. They throw it away. The error is going to allow the run to score. Devon hustling again, comes all the way in. Shortstop airmailed it. David Bernard head first dive. He was going to be out at first base, but they threw it away. Devon just kept running around. Classical's put 4 on the board. They now lead it 4-3. Still only 1 out. High and away for a ball. And David Bernard took off He stopped like he wasn't going to go, and then he broke, and it kind of fooled the catcher, I think, because he was able to scoot into second base with a stolen base. And he's in scoring position for Aiden Dow, who was grounded to third and reached on an error. That was the inning where he reached on the error, and then they tried to pick him off, and threw it away. So Classical had 3 base runners coming into this inning. 2 hits and an error, and they were spread out pretty well. A 1-out single in the second, a 2-out triple in the third, and a 1-out error in the fourth. But all of a sudden, an out, 4 consecutive hits, and then the infield error. Marblehead has now made 3 errors to go along with 6 hits for Classical. In for a strike. So David Bernard reached on that error. Devin hustling all the way around. And now David Bernard steals second. Swing and a miss by Dow for the second out. Tayshaun Anderson has singled and hit it deep to center field for an out. Popped up, going back in the outfield. Left fielder calls him off. Shortstop going back. Gonzalez called him off and makes the play. But Classical has himself an inning. 4 hits in the inning. 4 runs. The third error by Marblehead. And all of a sudden, that 3-0 deficit is now a 4-3 lead for Classical over Marblehead at the end of 5. Pappas, the second baseman, will lead off the 6th inning for Marblehead, who now find themselves trailing 4-3. Pappas has singled and walked. He's been on base twice. Pitch didn't miss by much. Outside for a ball. So the Marblehead fans who were excited through 4, leading 3-0, all of a sudden quieted down a little bit when Classical got 4 straight hits and an infield error and have grabbed a 4-3 lead. In for a strike, 2-1. So David Bernard takes the mound for the first time with a lead. Swing and a miss. He was behind 2-0. He comes back and evens the count at 2-2. Hit to right field. Buckland on his horse over near the line. Makes it, had it, bobbled it. I can't give him an error on that play. That was a long run down around his ankles, reaching for it. I got to give Pappas a double on that play. And Joe Gunning gave an error, and the more I think of it, I have to give him an error as well. It's a shame to give him an error, but he did have it, caught it, bobbled it, couldn't hold on to it. So the error puts the tying run at second. In for a strike. Rosen, the third baseman, squared like he was going to bunt. He sacrificed once. Last time up, he was called out on strikes. So that's a tough break. They tie up the errors at 3 apiece. They bunt it down the first base line. They only have one play. Three to 4 is the play. So Marblehead has the tying run at third with 1 out. Keefe hit a soft line drive to the second baseman, Burt. Last time out, he was called on strikes. And wouldn't David Bernard love to get a call third strike here? Classical squeezes the infield in. Pitches in for a strike. Started to pull the trigger. They checked. Base umpire said no, he didn't swing. Good pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 1-2. Waves at that pitch. Curveball, he chased it. That's a big out. Six strikeout for David Bernard, none bigger than that one right there. Curtis was the DH, he's now the shortstop. He hit a soft line drive to Bird at second and was called on strikes his last time. Swing and a miss. Perfect fastball for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Carrero stepped outside for the waste pitch, hoping Curtis would chase. 1-2 the count. Top of the order, Harris on deck. Thought about it, held up, it broke down and away. And we got our first deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Strike 3 called. David Bernard celebrates. Third time he struck out 2 in a row to end the inning, this time with a runner at third. Outstanding by David Bernard. So that error, sacrifice with the runner at third, 1 out, is left there. And a perfect third strike. Seven strikeouts for David Bernard. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Classical. And they would love to get a run or two here to give a little bit of breathing room for David Bernard and the Rams. 1-1 the count to Brett Buckland, who was lined out and grounded out, both times to the right side, both times to the second baseman. Buckland, Cesar Carrero, Kevin Durant. The three hitters here in the bottom of the sixth. That one broke way down and away. Galley starting his first inning of work. He came in relief for Masters. Low for a ball, so he was ahead of Buckland. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. I'll put him on. Hit on the ground, a shot. Curtis throws Buckland out. One away in the sixth. Cesar Carrero was popped to first and grounded to third. In for a strike. Chop. Third baseman cuts it off in front of the shortstop. Rosen makes the play and throws out Carrero. 2 up, 2 down. Jared DiFilippo is hitting for Durant. Pops it up behind first base. Just dropped foul. Both umpires making the call. High and tight for a ball. Jared DiFilippo was played very well. He's filled in nice when they lost Burt. He came in and played second base and did some nice things for Mike Sukowski and the Rams. Had a few hits. Missing inside for a ball. Durant had grounded out the third. Durant got the first of the 4 straight hits in the 5th inning and scored the first of those 4 runs in that 1 inning that Classical had. But it was 1 inning that was enough. That goes down that grassy knoll behind first base. On the inside corner for strike 3. So Galley has a 1-2-3, 6th. With 1 inning to play, Classical holding on to that skinny 4-3 lead over Marblehead. David Bernard on the mound. He's got 7 strikeouts. He got back-to-back in the first with a run in and a runner at second. Back-to-back in the third with 2 runs in and the bases loaded and 1 out. And then back-to-back strikeouts in the 6th with the tying run at third base with 1 out. So he's been spot on when he's had to be. Now he's going to face the top of the order. Harris has walked twice, scored twice. Last time up he grounded out second and first. In for a strike. out of play. Oh, to the count to the Marblehead right fielder. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts in a row for David Bernard. Two to end the 6th. 2 huge strikeouts to end the 6th with the tying run at 3rd. Now 1 to start the 7th. Galley, who's now the pitcher, he was the shortstop, takes the pitch for a strike. He's grounded to 3rd. Thrown out by Carrero on a hit out in front of the plate and bounced to the first baseman. He's 0 for 3. Low for a ball. So Marblehead looking for a base run to get the tying run on base. Missing for ball 2. Chop foul. And the count evens at 2. Slicing it foul way down that grassy knoll. Actually went over the wall in that grassy knoll. And it's 2-2. Somebody should tell Chris Bayo that ball's left the ballpark. Hit way up in the air. A.J. Luciano, a few steps out in the outfield grass, makes the play. Marblehead down to their last out. Garaventi singled in a run, reached on an error and scored, fly to right field. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He's 2/3 of their offense. And right now he's the last bastion for Marblehead. Curveball hangs inside. Hit the shot, big hop for Luciano. Claskell's going to win it. "14 out of 15 retired by David Bernard to end the ball game. The one that reached was a fly ball that was dropped in right field. 8 strikeouts. Walked 2. Gave up 3 hits. Didn't give up a hit after the 3rd inning. The 3 runs, 2 of them were unearned with the 2 errors Claskell made in the 3rd inning. Marblehead got a walk, a ground out, and a base hit by Garaventi, took a 1-0 lead. They made it 3-0 in the 3rd. 2 errors. They had 2 runners dead at home plate. One was a throw over the catcher's head that allowed a run to score. The other one was out, but they dropped the ball on the tag, and that made it 3-0. And then Claskell went to work in the 4th inning. After an out, Durant singled, Lilia singled, Luciano doubled in a run. Sean Devon doubled in 2 runs. David Bernard reached on the error, and Sean Devon hustled all the way around second, scoring the run. That was the decisive run to make it 4-3. David Bernard took care of the rest, retiring 14 out of the last 15 he faced, giving up only 3 base hits, striking out 8, giving up only 1 earned run, and Claskell will move to 500 at 7-7. Marblehead will move to 500 at 6-6. A big win for Claskell here. Luciano had a triple, a double, scored one, and knocked in one. Devin had a big double, knocked in two, and scored the winning run on that error. David Bernard reached on the error that brought in the winning run. Deshaun Anderson had a base hit. Kevin Durant got the hit that started the 4-run inning and scored. Danny Lilia followed him with a base hit and scored the second run. It was a good team effort. Pitching, except for that one inning where they threw the ball away, defense was good. Classical played hard. Everybody got involved. Great pitching by David Bernard, a 3-hitter, 8 strikeouts, retiring 14 of the last 15 he faced. The one reaching was an error. And Classical gets a big win. They get all their runs in one inning. After an out, 4 straight hits and an error give them 4 runs, and they win it 4-3, wiping out the 3-0 deficit against Marblehead going into the inning. Again, Classical will go to 7-7. Marblehead will go to 6-6. The final score again, Classical 4, Marblehead 3. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.